Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. It's Wednesday, which means it's brand new comic book day all across the world. Whether or not digital, physical, it's new comic book day. There's awesome new comics on the shelves to go to check out. Whether or not they're floppies, trades, graphic novels, it's like Christmas. Wednesday's the best day for comic book fans. So DC Comics has hooked us up with 3 new trades from Rebirth to check out. Kind of some variations of different types of comics, which is pretty cool. They're all superheroes, but at least they're unique superheroes, and really none of them are like each other. We've got Batgirl and the Birds of Prey Volume 1, Green Arrow Volume 2, and Superman Volume 2. So we're going to take them in alphabetical order and discuss the good and bad about each of them. Alright, so Batgirl, the Birds of Prey Volume 1, Who is Oracle? Written by Julie and Shawna Benson. They did TV's The 100. There's artists Claire Rowe and Roge Antonio. And basically, it's the return of the Birds of Prey. It's an interesting combination. We've got Batgirl, we've got Black Canary, and the new Huntress. Now, this Huntress, if you've been reading Nightwing or Gleason, you'll kind of be familiar with her. But I think the majority of probably DC fans might not be quite as familiar. The story is pretty good. Basically, there is someone that is out there calling themselves Oracle, which of course really pisses off Barbara Gordon, since that's, you know, her old school code name. So she's like flipping out and wants to find out who it is. And this new Oracle is helping the mob, which just isn't helping matters at all. So it's a game of cat and mouse trying to figure out who this person is. But really, that mystery isn't kind of the big thing and what's important. What's important is the trio, these 3 kick-ass ladies and how they interact. And it's pretty solid as far as that. We've got Black Canary interacting with Batgirl. That's just, you know, feels natural. It goes really, really well. And then Huntress is kind of that, you know, third party, that the odd man out, and butts heads with the two of them. Like, her personality does not jive with Barbara's, and kind of Black Canary's in the middle of the two a little bit, and sometimes it varies. And yeah, Huntress is much more of the vigilante anti-hero compared to Black Canary and Batgirl, who are just straight up heroes. So you've got a nice nice range of neutral, lawful neutral, neutral good, and then whatever chaotic neutral, whatever. So you get the point that I'm making with nerdy D&D terminology. So the graphic novel is $16.99. It has issues. Let's see here. It doesn't list what issues. Why is it? Oh, there we go. 1 through 6. And Batgirl and the Birds of Prey Rebirth #1. Sorry, I'm getting older and my glasses don't quite work. Or it's just really weird printing on the back and it's hard to actually read where that's all listed. So overall, I enjoyed it. Like, you're getting money's worth. The story is entertaining. I like the art. So the art by Claire Rowe, Roge Antonio is good. I'm trying to think of what series I could describe that it matches up to. You know, we'll go with these. We'll show off these pages. And this over here. So you get a good sense of, like, action and all that. Like, I really like the art for the series. I like the interaction of everyone. The transition between the artist is solid and good, and it doesn't really bother me at all. There was nothing I noticed. The colors, I think, are really top-notch by Alan Pasolacqua. And Hi-Fi. Hi-Fi is on tons of stuff. So overall, I really enjoyed the series. Like, it's entertaining, it's fun, it's what comics are supposed to be, kind of turn off my brain, entertainment. It doesn't challenge, like, it's not one that challenges you at all. This isn't like a statement on feminism or anything like that. It's just kick-ass action. Basic entertainment. It's good. Let's go with that. It's good. You know, it's not great, but it's really good. Green Arrow. This is Volume 2 of the series, Island of Scars. Collects issues 6 through 11. Benjamin Percy still writing it. And then we've got art by Byrne and Juan Ferreyra and Otto Schmidt. Maybe I pronounced Juan's name for the first time. I've done like 3 or 4 videos with him. Definitely an interview, and I even screwed that up. So sorry if I screwed it up again. I really should just go back, watch the original, and then practice for a half an hour. Alright, so Arrow. First volume, absolutely loved it. The second volume, I continue to really enjoy it. I think the series really gets Green Arrow back to his social justice roots. I mean, this is kind of what the character is about. He is the liberal antithesis to Hal Jordan's conservatives. conservatism. He is the person who actually will use his corporation, his money, to attempt to do good. He's not just Batman with a bow and arrow. That's great. So what's the story? So we've got one story about his sister and her half-sister, about her. That's a kind of a single issue. That's good and entertaining. I really, really enjoy it. And then there's kind of a Murder on the Orient story after they wound up on a desert island. And that's the thing that I think is really kind of interesting of this volume, is that the desert island story, obviously for those who watch Arrow, will be probably familiar with it and be like, oh, this seems straight out of Arrow. But they actually go somewhere else with it. They get off the island, there's a bigger story about it, and it ties into the first volume as well with the criminal enterprise that's laundering money and trying to make all money. Yeah, it's some crazy stuff there. Over-the-top fun, but kind of still has that social messaging and thought in the back of their head. Basically, Percy, I think, nails Oliver Queen and what that character is all about. The art itself, I think, is pretty awesome. It's one of the things I love about the series. We've got this, which is the story about his sister, and you can see the art style is very different than later on with this, which has kind of like a more painted look. The volume is actually really, it's entertaining. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's great. I've really, really enjoyed it. As I said, it has issues 6 through 11, and it goes for $16.99. And I just realized I didn't talk about Batgirl's extras, so we're going to go back and do that really quick after I talk Green Arrow's extras. As far as the extras with that, we get covers, kind of as we expect. We've seen that in the various volumes. There's like the color version of the color, and then a black and white version, which is pretty neat if you ask me. I actually kind of dig it. And then we get a bunch of variants as well in the back. And that's about it. There's not much extras other than the covers throughout the trade paperback. Going back to Batgirl, again, we've got the covers like we've seen. We get the color version and then the black and white version. I really love the black and white versions. And then there are variants in the back. And what we've seen in a lot of the first volumes is there's kind of like a sketch section that you can go and see kind of a take on some of the characters, which I think is really neat. I like that. So this is Yannick Paquette. That is all a lot of his designs, Claire Rose designs. It's cool. Like let's show off a little Batgirl sketching. So I like seeing those in trades. All right. So the final trade we've got for DC Comics is the Trials of the Super Son, Volume 2 of Superman. This has got issues 7 through 13 by Peter J. Tomasi, Patrick Gleason, Doug Mahnke, Jaime Mendoza, and Mick Gray. I've loved the new Superman. I think that that Tomasi and Gleason have nailed the character and really brought him back to the stuff that I kind of more enjoyed. He's not the Boy Scout like we've seen in the past, where you can't quite connect with him because he's such a goody-goody kiss-ass. But this is fun, the truth, justice, it's all there. But the things I really, really enjoy about it is his interactions with his son. I think that's some of the best stuff I've seen, and there's absolutely fantastic writing when it comes to that. This volume deals a lot with that. We have his son interacting with Damian Wayne for Batman's kid, and there's basically like 3 stories within. That is actually 4, I would say, that are interesting and fun. So the first one, I think, is one of my favorite stories of, I'm going to get, this is probably well, yeah, it would be definitely last year. That involves Superman and his son trying to go to a fair and not use their superpowers or do super things and just enjoy it as a family with you know, Clark and Jonathan and everyone trying to be normal. But things don't quite go well in that way. But it's, I think, it's a fun, entertaining story. I loved it. As I said, it's one of my favorite, like, standalone comics of last year, easy. And that's the thing that I really like about this, is that even though it is a bunch of issues, it's a whole bunch of different stories. So there's that. There's one where they go back in time, and that's interesting in that there is, not really back in time, but it kind of in like an alternate world with having to do with the Mother Box. And what's in there is entertaining and goofy and weird, and you know, it's a good couple issues that are solid. And then the Damian Wayne stuff is great, because Damian is a little prick and a little shit, let's be honest. To see him dealing with Jonathan is utterly great, in that it's exactly what you kind of expect from younger Superman and a younger Batman, and that they're going to clash because they're kids, and that's what kids do. Absolutely fantastic. I think it was some of the best interactions, and because of this, I've been super excited to read Super Sons. The first 2 issues have been out, and have loved it completely. And then there's a final story that involves Frankenstein that is decent. Didn't quite blow me away. Definitely felt like filler until getting to like the next storyline. But still, it was a decent, fun read. Definitely different, and at least we get to see Frankenstein in Rebirth world, so there's that. Going with the art, I've loved the art. There's tons of arts in there. Doug Mahnke, Jamie Mendoza, Mick Gray, Jorge Jimenez, Trevor Scott, Mark Morales, Christian Alamy, Keith Champagne, Norm Rappin. Let's go with some of the art that's really, really good. We're going to show off that. I mean, that's sweet art, if you ask me. That's really cool images, and we'll get some of the, yeah, there we go. We got Jonathan decking Damian, because, again, Damian's a little shit. And there's Batcow. Anything with Batcow has got to be good, right? So, really, really loved it. There's the only thing bad is the Hercules one doesn't, or not the Hercules, the Frankenstein story doesn't quite win me over like the rest of it, but the rest of it's so good that it's absolutely worth it. Of course, we get covers. We've seen that. I think I love that cover. I would love to get that as a poster, wallpaper, or something of that sort. And in the back, we just have variant covers. So nothing too crazy as far as that. So it seems like first volumes that we're getting the variant covers and then like sketches. There's a variant for you. And then the second volumes is just the variants. Overall, like 3 solid reads. If I had to order them as to how much I love them, Superman I think is my favorite. Green Arrow is a very close second. And then Batgirl and the Birds of Prey trails behind those 2. It's not about the girls. It's just, it's not quite clicking as far as story. It's not bad, but, you know, I think the other ones just have so much more going for them. Again, highlight is absolutely Jonathan and Damian butting heads, and that cover. Absolutely love that cover, and everyone kind of interacting. It's great. And if you haven't read Super Sons, you should check that out. Thank you, DC Comics, for hooking us up with all 3 trades. These are out in comic book stores today. If you do not have a comic book store near you, you should go check and make sure there's a link beneath this video that you can go and do that. And if you seriously don't have one anywhere near you, there's 2 affiliate links. One is to Amazon, in which case it'll be released in bookstores next week on Tuesday, and then Things from Another World, in which case it'll be released this week, and you can order it from there. As always, if you are into comic books, and by watching the video you probably are, you should check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.